What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Detroit Pistons, and we're going to be talking about how they are loaded at the center position, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, the first thing we're going to do is talk about the 5 players the Detroit Pistons have who can provide quality minutes at the center position. And we're going to start with Isaiah Stewart. And I think Beef Stew is going to be a starter for the Detroit Pistons this season. I'm not sure if it's going to be at the power forward or the center position. But what I like about Beef Stew is that he has great awareness. He knows that the Detroit Pistons have a lot of bigs now and a lot of quality bigs at that. And he knows that most of them don't have a consistent outside shot. So Beef Stew said that this offseason he's really been working on his 3-point shot very seriously. And at the end of last season, we saw Beef Stew finish the season shooting 11 of 18 from the 3-point line, and he's carried that into the summer league as he's been shooting the 3 ball very well. And if he can become a player that can consistently knock down wide open threes for the Detroit Pistons, it'll take our team to the next level. And then other than 3-point shooting, I think Beef Stew provides a lot for the Pistons, and my favorite part of his game is his defense. And I think he's really good in the low post. He can block shots, but I think where he doesn't get enough credit at is his versatility on the defensive side of the ball. He's more than capable on switching onto guards or switching onto wings and playing some really solid defense out there, and he's able to move his feet. And then offensively, he's gotten a lot better around the rim, making his layups. He's developed a little baby hook, and we can just see the progress in Beef Stew. And also what I like about him, he's a rough rider and he's an enforcer. He's down for his teammates, and he likes to do all the dirty work. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Beef Stew, and you can really tell that he's been putting in the work. Now, the next big we're going to be looking at is Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren is a rookie. He was the 13th pick in this year's draft. He was actually the youngest players in this year's draft. He's 18 years old. He won't be 19 until later this year. But if you look at Jalen Duren, you would not think he is 18. He stands at 6'11". He's 250 pounds. And not only do he look like a grown man out there, but he plays like a grown man. Now, I think he has the potential to be a starter for the Detroit Pistons this season as well. I think the only thing that would get in his way of that is growing pains. We know with every rookie comes growing pains. There's going to be some ups and downs, but I think he has the potential to be a starter because he can do so much on the basketball court. And what I like about him is his defense. He's a great rim protector, super athletic, so he can jump up and block just about any shot. And then also, he's versatile. He can get out on the perimeter as well and guard smaller guys. And then he's very disruptive in the pick and roll. He has a very long wingspan that allows him to break up a lot of passes, whether it's a low bounce pass or he can get up and get the lob pass. And then he's also a great help defender. He's very aware on the defensive side of the ball, and then he also has a lot to offer on offense. Now, he's going to be great with these Detroit guards, whether it's Jaden Ivey, Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham. In the pick and roll, it's going to be very fun to watch all of those guys because Jalen Duren is a great roller and those guards are great playmakers. But Jalen Duren, he can set some pretty hard screens, roll hard to the rim. He can catch it and finish hard, or he can serve as a lob threat and go up and get a slam dunk. And it doesn't just stop there. You can throw him the ball down in the post. He has some post moves to his game. He has the hook, he has the drop step, and he's very athletic. And then also he has the soft touch that allows him to knock down some mid ranges. So I wouldn't rule Jalen Duren out for the starting lineup. I think he has a lot of potential to be a starter for the Detroit Pistons, and I wouldn't be surprised if he made the starting 5. Now, the next big we're going to be looking at is Marvin Bagley III, who came to the Detroit Pistons at the NBA trade deadline last season, and he got that fresh start that he needed, and he came to the Detroit Pistons and gave them a new dynamic. Now, when I look at Marvin Bagley, I think he has the potential to be a starter as well because he can provide so much for the Detroit Pistons. I like him as a rebounder. I think he has a really good motor on both the offensive and the defensive glass, and I think he will be really good on the offensive side of the ball. Last season, watching him with the Detroit Pistons, he came in and he was really effective at the pick and roll with guards like Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes. They were really great at getting him the ball after he set that screen and rolled to the rim. And specifically for guards like Cade Cunningham, he unlocked a little bit more of their game, because when you got somebody like Marvin Bagley who's so great at finishing around the rim, it make defenders think about twice before they help to Cade Cunningham. So I like Marvin Bagley in that aspect. And then there were also different moments where he could post up and get a bucket depending on who was guarding him. And then also he ran the floor well in transition. And then also he just served as a guy that could amp up the crowd. So I really like Marvin Bagley. I think he has the potential to start as well. Now the next big we're going to be looking at is Kelly Olynyk, who I also like a lot. I'm probably going to say that about every big in the video, but Kelly Olynyk provides a different playing style for the Detroit Pistons. His game is more oriented on the outside. He's a great three-point shooter. He has the punk fake one dribble into the mid-range pull-up in his game, and then he also can do a little bit out of the post depending on who's guarding him. He has the post fade, or sometimes he can take a smaller guy down to the post and punish him. And then also he's not too bad of a passer. He can make some really great bounce passes, or he can make some plays with his playmaking ability. But what I like about Kelly Olynyk is that he does a lot of the little things. He makes basketball winning plays. He dives for loose balls. He set the screen well. And I think he's just a very unselfish teammate. And then on defense, he might not be as athletic as other players or other bigs in the league, but he gives a maximum effort. And that's what I like about Kelly Olynyk. And he can also provide some quality minutes for the Detroit Pistons. Now the last big we're going to be looking at is Nerlens Noel, who came to the Detroit Pistons this offseason via trade, and he played an intricate role in helping the New York Knicks get to the playoffs 2 years ago, and he has a really solid game. He's known for his elite rim protection. He's great at blocking shots, and then he's also great at grabbing offensive and defensive rebounds. And then on the offensive side of the ball, he sets some pretty hard screens. He can roll to the rim, and he can finish at the basket, whether it's a layup, a dunk. He can catch the lob, and this will be really important playing alongside guards like Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Killian Hayes, who play in the pick and roll a lot, and they do a great job of getting the ball to the big. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Nerlens Noel get some clock, because he provides so many quality things in the game of basketball. He can protect the rim, he can rebound, and then he can also finish around the rim. So the Detroit Pistons, they legit have 5 bigs who can provide quality minutes. And I think this is a great problem for Dwayne Casey to have. No matter who he has out there, he knows he's going to have somebody who's going to give him some high production. And then also out of these 5 guys, we could see some of them slide down to the 4 spot. With Jeremy Grant being gone, there's still some power forward minutes that need to be filled. And 2 guys that I think could definitely play the power forward is Kelly Olynyk, because he can stretch the floor and knock down that 3-point shot. And then I'm really looking at Beef Stew. If Beef Stew can keep up this 3-point shooting, or if he can just become a guy that knocks down his wide open shots, I think it'll give the Detroit Pistons a lot more versatility, and we could see the Twin Towers, kind of like what we see from the Boston Celtics, running 2 bigs. It all comes down to Beef Stew knocking down those threes. He's showing the right trend, finishing last season 11 of 18, bringing it into the summer league, knocking down his threes. And then I think he'll be good enough on the defensive side of the ball to play the 4th spot. I think he can hang with most power forwards or most wing players when it comes to moving his feet. And I think the Pistons could see a lot of different combinations in their front court. We could see Marvin Bagley and Kelly Olynyk, potentially Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren. That's what we're seeing in the summer league right now, and it's been working so far. So we can see a bunch of different combinations for the Detroit Pistons in that front court. I'm very excited to see what the Pistons do next season. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below who you think should be the starting big or bigs next season, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.